Hey, everybody, welcome. This is the Real Estate Investing Mastery Podcast. I don't know if you can hear me, but these are my two girls. They're co-hosting with me today. Say hi, Lydia.
Hi.
Say hi, Jewel. Oh, she's a little shy.
I'll say hi, Jewel. Hi, Jewel.
And we're with Claude. I don't know how well you can hear me, Claude, but I normally have my headset on.
You're okay. You're a little bit garbled.
Okay.
Not the best. Hey, you know what's the best thing about this business, Joe? I know you're a homeschool dad. I'm a homeschool dad, and my wife did all the work, but I take the credit for it. But we work from home. We work from our kitchen tables, our desks, and our kids know that we're not their uncle. We're their father. They see us too much. And the best part of, what's it all about is the quality of life, not just the money.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. You're going to miss this someday, Joe. There's something wonderful about doing real estate deals and having your kids sit on your lap. And hit on the microphone.
All right, that's enough. But this is fun, I guess. I enjoy working from home where my kids can, interrupt me anytime, and it's just nice to see them. And I know so many guys that they don't come home till 6 o'clock at night, and then they got to put their kids in bed a couple hours later.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Let me tell you a little story here. I once, my little guy David, I was once doing a real estate deal on the phone. Very important client. This close to getting the deal consummated, and all of a sudden there's a yell from down the hall, and it's David from the bathroom saying, "Would somebody please help me wipe my butt?" And I went to the client. You know this joke from Hawaii. Yeah, I went to the client and I said, "Can you, I gotta leave. I gotta put you on hold for a little while." He said, "Claude, this is real important. Come on, we want to finish this up." I said, "Sorry, I can't." And he said, "Why?" And I said, "Sometimes you get a little behind in your work."
Oh, did you get that? No.
We'll explain it later.
All right.
Hey,
girls.
On to consulting in creative real estate.
Okay, I'll get it. Sorry, I'll get it when I'm done. Can you close the door? That was fun. I've never had my girls on a podcast before.
There you go. And why do we do all this? So of course, the money, the freedom to work I love working from home. I've had jobs where I had to sit in traffic and commute and wear suits and spill coffee, stopping short between my legs while I'm driving, and people cutting me off. And now, I don't think there's a day I don't thank God that I can sit here at home and work and make a great living. And I was able to interact with my kids, and if my wife and I wanted to take a trip or somewhere. I know you're big on traveling. The lifestyle, we don't talk much about that, but the lifestyle that this business gives us. I mean, where could you get that working for someone else?
Well, and that ties into the topic we're going to be talking about too with consulting, because now
good segue.
Being in the consulting business makes everything much more leverageable, right? You can leverage your knowledge a lot easier than you can leverage your time, right? And even though real estate is very lucrative, and I make a lot of money doing deals, I make more money consulting. And you can consult with sellers and clients, students, right? And that's one of the things that you've mastered, Claude. You've done a lot of, this is a strange concept to so many people, but you've done a lot of consulting directly to sellers to help them sell their house. Is that right? Can you explain that a little bit?
One of the, we don't talk enough. We talk about our successes and everything. We don't talk about the mistakes we made in our businesses. One of the, and I've made a lot of them.
Are you gonna tell the story of what your wife called you?
I can tell that. Yeah.
Yeah, you should, because because you were giving away so much free knowledge to sellers, and your wife kind of smacked you across the head and called you. It's a funny story. Tell the story.
Yeah, I was on the phone with a client, and I was doing real estate and just hustling, doing my own thing. And some people would start to call me up because I was writing articles for a different creative real estate magazine and things in the days pre-internet. Let's say it like that. think I just aged myself. And she heard me on the phone for about, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes, giving a wealth of information from everything I've learned from the School of Hard Knocks and what I learned from Max. And I got off the phone and she said the term of endearment I'll never forget. She said, schmuck. And which, if you have lived in New York City, it's not a term of endearment. It's.
But it could be a lot worse. If you live in New York City, that's actually a pretty friendly term, isn't it?
No, Joe, it's not even friendly in New York. It's either a part of the anatomy in Yiddish, or it's a derogatory term, meaning you could be a lot smarter,
Okay.
essentially. And what I learned, and from Claudia, my wife, is not a nice name, I learned that our knowledge can be marketable. And if you folks are writing things down, knowledge is marketable. You're going to seminars, you're reading books, you're talking to great people like Joe McCall and learning and going out there and doing things. But then, what are you going to do with that knowledge? Can you reinvest it? Can you get an ROI on that knowledge, on that time you've put in, and get people to pay you to solve their problems? And that Claudia gave me $1 million idea at that moment. That I could you can't do deals with everybody. Some because of the numbers, because of the location. It's just you're not type of deal or property. It's too far away. But can we make money helping people solve their problems? The answer is an unequivocal yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I love this topic, and I'd never heard of anybody doing this before I met you. But talk specifically now. You have a seller that calls you and wants to sell their house, and maybe it's in an area that's too far away from you. Maybe it's in a part of town that you don't want to do business in. How do you approach the seller and offer to consult with them to lease purchase their house if you don't want to be involved with that? Yeah, and I was going to pull that up too as well. I have your course on that.
Yeah, it's a good course. It's in digital now. It's and I'm not schlocking the course right now, but I did this entire package with audio, video, mind maps, books on how to consulting, coaching, and mentoring in creative real estate. And if you folks aren't doing it, and even for you newbies out there, you're going to find that even if you're just getting started, you know more than somebody else who just started. And they're going to come to you, where do I find the contract? How do I check the comps? What's a good web page to find properties, to sell properties? They don't know the locations of these web pages. They don't know where to get the contracts. They don't know about title and research and things. And you can help people if you want. You can use it for marketing to bring people to your web page, or even better yet, you can start charging a fee. And I know you probably want to asking, what do we charge? On our fees for consulting. So my feeling has always been most real estate agents charge a 3 to 6% on regular residential real estate, and I feel we can charge the same thing. So somebody calls me up, they have a $100,000 condo, they're having problems, they want to set it up for wholesale real estate, rent to own, or whatever they want to do. Why can't we charge as a minimum 3%? That would be $3,000. And if you're not comfortable with that, believe me, charge 1.5%, charge $1,500, charge $500, charge a lunch at Ruth Chris Steakhouse. But get compensated for your time, because millionaire thinking is based on placing a value on your time. Would you agree, Joe?
For sure. And so many times we get stuck with offering free advice and not getting paid for it, and that we find that we're wasting a bunch of time with folks. But maybe walk through an example, Claude, where a seller calls. Has this 300, has 100. Maybe we could role play. How about that?
Okay. Well,
So,
you're in
I'll
St.
be the-
Louis, and I'm in very warm San Diego right now.
Where it's hot and miserable. Right.
I'll take it.
All right. So, and I'm a seller, and I have this condo that I'm having a hard time selling.
Okay, and you found me, or I found you?
You
found me?
found my phone number on your desk somewhere, and
Oh,
you have no
okay.
idea how it got there.
Say hello.
Hello. This
Yeah,
is Joe.
hi, Mr. McCall.
Yes. Hi.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, that's my number.
Mr. McCall, my name is Claude Diamond. I'm in San Diego, California. I don't have a clue. I got your number here on my desk, and I'm a little embarrassed. Why am I calling you?
I don't know. How'd you get my phone number?
It's right here. You didn't. I'm in real estate. I consult with people, help them solve problems, and I buy and sell and wholesale.
Oh.
This doesn't have anything to do with real estate, does it?
Well, maybe I have my house on the market right now.
And it's sold already, right?
No, it's not sold yet.
You know I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
That's a little guts move.
Uh-huh.
And this is your own home or an investment property?
Well, it is our house. It's our own home. Yeah, we're
Do you-
not living in it now, but
Oh, okay. You mind if I ask you a couple quick questions? Maybe I can help you with a solution today.
sure. Okay.
Notice the word today.
Yeah.
It's an integral part of guts. There is no tomorrow. It's always
good.
today. Contracts today, commitments today. It's over today.
Good.
I hope you don't mind me stopping once in a while.
No, that's great. I'm glad you point those out.
Yeah. Mr. McCall, I'm in California. You're in St. Louis.
Yeah.
How urgent do you need to move this house right away for some urgency, or is there no rush and you can wait 3 months till July or June or whatever?
Well, I'd like to sell this thing as soon as possible. We've had it listed for about 5 months now, and
You don't owe money on it. You're not making payments on mortgages, taxes, insurance, and things like that, are you?
oh yeah, we are.
Oh boy,
Our realtor told us that she could sell this thing pretty easily, and it's just, I don't know. I'm getting nervous.
Well, I would be too. How much money do you think you've put out on this empty vacant property?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the last 5 months it's been vacant. $5-6 grand.
Yeah, you're not married, are you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, how do you do that? My wife would kill me if I flushed $5-6 grand down the toilet. She'd say, "Man, we could have put it in savings, paid off some bills, taken a trip to St. Louis, or something like that." Too many St. Louis jokes. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. So
How are you dealing with it? My wife would be very upset with me.
it's stressful. We're down here in Nashville, and it's tough.
So let me ask you something, and it's okay to say no to me. I help people. I have some techniques, some strategies. I might be able to show you how to sell that property, or at least recoup some of the money you've lost in the next 30 days. You wouldn't be interested in that, would you?
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well,
I have it listed with an agent right now.
And is it working?
No, not really.
Okay. Is she helping you pay that? Is she helping you with that $4,000 or $5,000 loss?
No.
Oh, okay. How many more months? I mean, we're in the heart of winter here. How many more months I mean, is that a strain on your family? I remember once a friend of my brother's, he ended up going bankrupt and really hurting his marital status because of the stress of an empty property that they couldn't fill or sell.
Well,
tremendous stress. I hope that's not something that could occur to you.
Well, I mean, no, but it's definitely something that we talk about every day, and we have about a few weeks left in our listing agreement with this agent. And I don't know what we're going to do after that.
Okay, off the role play for a second. You just went. I just got you from a 4 to a 7, or maybe an 8. Okay, I just raised your. I call it the Claude barometer. So this is all tied in with guts. Even consulting is tied in with guts. Now we'll go into the consulting. Let me ask you this, Joe. I have some ideas where I would charge you a flat fee, and I would show you how to move your property in the next 30 days, maybe through renting to own, where we could get somebody in the property who will be pre-qualified, who will buy the house in the next 12 to 18 months. Who will give you some cash up front, hopefully, to reimburse you for the money you lost, and will help you to break even at the least, or even make some money on your house until the closing. And best of all, there'll be no real estate commission because I'm not a realtor in Missouri. Is this of any interest to you, Joe?
Well, maybe. I'm not sure I understand, though. So you're not going to list my property?
No, it's not. Well, I could, but is it working?
No.
Well,
Really.
Why do we want to do the same thing over and over again if it's not working?
So I would rent it and then sell it? What do you mean by that?
Well, what I do is I consult with people and I show them how to maximize the marketability of their house and make it attractive to a broader spectrum of people. In other words, I want to make your phone ring off the hook with good people who want to give you several $1,000s up front and as option money that goes in your pocket to reimburse you for what you lost, help you to pay your mortgage, taxes, insurance, or homeowner fees, and help you to get a pre-qualified buyer in your house so that you can get this house sold. And I do charge a fee for this. It would be, how much is your house worth, Joe?
Oh, about 150.
$150,000, my fee would be $4,200. It's a lot of money. You can give me half now and half when somebody moves in. And I will show you in the next 30 days how to move this house, how to get it sold and get a tenant in there to help you with the monthly loss.
And then what if it doesn't?
And then
What if you don't find a tenant in 30 days?
Then I will waive my fee for the following 30 days until you're personally satisfied. And I will put this in writing, Joe, and I will send you an agreement today so that you and your wife can discuss it. And we'll have another meeting at 4:30 this afternoon and see if we want to go ahead and do this. And it's okay to say no to me. Is that all right?
Yeah, I just don't know if I have the money to. Can I just pay you after we find a tenant buyer? Like
Joe, if I was a taxi, that would be great. You pay when you get to the destination. The trouble is, I'm a bus. You pay when you get on.
I got to remember that one. That's fantastic.
Okay. So, Joe, I'll tell you what, Joe. Let's put the money on the side. We'll work something out. Right now, you got a big problem. You're out thousands of dollars. I'm sure it's a financial strain on your family. I want to help you solve this solution. I'll work with you personally closely. I'm going to send you a letter of intent and some information about myself. Would you like some references, Joe?
Yeah, sure. That'd be great.
Okay. You check with these people who I've helped previously. Find out who you're working with, and then let's set up a Skype call. Are you familiar with Skype, FaceTime, or Google Hangouts so we can have a video call?
Yeah, okay.
And
I can do Skype.
And we'll do that. I'll send you that information now. We'll talk at 4:30. And if you say no to me, God bless you. We're still friends. Is that all right?
Okay, great. Yes, that'd be perfect.
That's there's many different off the role play. All I want to do is I got to get you your EQ, your emotional quotient right now. I have to get you very emotional. Guts is about getting people to make decisions, to realize the pain or the fear or the need or the problem, and then rationalize it to IQ, EQ to IQ. Okay? Mm-hmm. It's got to make sense to you after you calm down. But right now, I've got to hit that EQ, get you involved, get your wife as part of the decision-making process, because no husband's going to do this without his wife, and I know that ahead of time. Send you some information, and I have an appointment now in advance. Now, maybe we'll do business, maybe not. Maybe you'll come back to me in 30, 60, 90 days. But instead of me doing a free consultation with you, I found a way to generate income with you. Does it work all the time? Of course not. But it's better than free consulting. You and I both know the value of time in our business. You and I go crazy. We're getting up early or working later sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we afford to do those 45-minute free consultations anymore?
No.
Is that what a millionaire does?
Oh, no.
No. We got to put a value in our time. And if we can take our knowledge from all the reading experiences, both good and bad. The bad experiences, by the way, are very valuable, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. And so the point, what you're offering to the seller, though, is to teach them how to lease purchase their house. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to be a licensed agent to do that, because you're not listing their house. You're not helping them find a buyer. Mm-mm. You're not marketing the home in any way.
No.
You're just teaching them.
Yes, operative word, teaching, exactly.
How to do a lease purchase.
Yeah. Or some other strategy, maybe a wholesale deal, maybe a subject to, maybe a wraparound. There's a million strategies out there, and the longer we're in business, the more we learn these different ideas and strategies. Maybe they just need good advice about marketing. Maybe we can give them some ideas how to do some social network marketing, how to get the phone ringing. It can be many different things.
It could be consulting on how to sell for sale by owner.
Yeah, I call myself a marketing consultant in real estate. The best part about this is it's totally unregulated. There's no regulation on teaching people about marketing. There are laws against agency relationships where you cannot represent somebody in a legal or fiduciary capacity, but you can teach them. So, and that's a big distinction for those of you folks listening out there. Okay,
yeah.
But
it's important. It's an important distinction because
nobody's doing this, Joe. No. Nobody's doing this.
You're not filling out their contracts for them.
No,
it's just like somebody going to Barnes and Noble to buy a book on lease purchasing, or buying a course on eBay on how to lease purchase their house, and you're instead offering to help them one-on-one and hold their hand, as it were, to teach them how to do it themselves. And you may not, maybe you don't have to charge 3%. Maybe you could charge 1 month's rent. Maybe give them a discount if they pay it now, or if they want to spread it out over payments, the price goes up a little bit.
We can do whatever we're comfortable with. Max, my mentor, used to always say, people earn exactly what they're comfortable with. Somebody who's flipping burgers for $8 an hour at a Burger King and then switches to McDonald's is not going to go to $50 an hour. They're probably going to go to $8 or $8.50. They're going to stay in their sphere of influence, sphere of comfort level. Okay, so you charge, but you see, here's the thing. And this was an epiphany for me, a revelation. When I had one person on a very expensive property, I think I charged them $2,500 in the early days. I literally saved them $60,000 by the advice I gave them, what they were going to pay their realtor, what the lawyer might have charged, all these other things. I saved them $60,000. So what do you think I said to myself, Joe, after this was all said and done?
I should have charged more.
I should have charged more. So now I'm comfortable enough to maybe increase my rate to $3,500 or $5,000 or even $10,000. If I can save someone $60,000, is $10,000 a fair? Is that a good value for that? It's all about value, isn't it, Joe? What is the perception of value?
I love this because you can now do this across the country, anywhere in the United States, from your home.
Other countries too.
From other countries, exactly.
Yeah.
And
you can do this from Prague, Joe.
So let me put it back to someone may say, yeah, but I'd rather do the deal and make $6,000 instead of $3,000 or something like that. But how much time are you actually spending with each client? So maybe this is a way to make even more money per hour offering consulting than if you were to do the deal yourself.
Do I have to give away all my secrets today?
We'll talk about an average client who wants your help to lease purchase their home or to sell it with owner financing or whatever. How much time do you spend with them?
In some cases, it's as little as an hour. In some more extreme situations, it could be 10 hours, 15 hours, in maybe 15, 30-minute increments, multiples. I get also the people I consult text me a lot and email me a lot. And we do use Skype for maybe some meetings and things like that. I want to differentiate, though, the difference between consulting and coaching. In real estate. Okay, we're not teaching them how to be in business in real estate. We're teaching them how to alleviate a problem in real estate. Some problems are very simple, basically, and I will charge accordingly to that problem. If that problem might be so minute, I might charge a very small flat fee of $500 to $1,000 accordingly. If it's $1 million home and they were ready to pay a real estate agent 3 to 6%, and I can help them solve that problem, I'm going to charge accordingly. I'm going to charge depending on the work I put in, how complicated the situation is, and how good a fit I am between the two of us. A question to ask is, should you consult with everybody, Joe?
No, but I think it could be a good option to offer to everybody, right? Because there's been a lot of times when I've been talking to a seller about a lease purchase, and they balk at me keeping the way I do it is I keep the assignment option deposit as my assignment fee.
Let's role play that. Joe, okay. You're a pretty smart cookie. And I know you have a problem with me assigning it and making all the money. And you know what? You have a good point there, Joe. I'm not going to argue. That's how I make my money. But you're a pretty sharp guy. You have a pretty strong background in finance and everything. And you're probably thinking right now, and tell me if I'm wrong, that you could do this yourself to a certain extent, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
I agree. Why don't you? Now, off the role play, to people listening to this right now, it sounds like I'm selling myself out of a real estate deal, right?
No, you're just asking them. You're asking them the right questions to make them think. Well, I really don't know how to do it by myself.
See, part of guts is to understand the psychology of the situation. I'm stroking and nurturing you sincerely, because you are intelligent and you're thinking like I would. Hey, why do I want to pay this guy to take over my house and make money when I can do it myself? I just have a few gaps. I don't know about the contract. I don't know about the marketing. I don't know how much to charge for option money or assignment fee or rent credit. So I will then, going back in the role play, I will then segue or switch to the consulting mode. And Joe,
can I just ask you a few questions about how all of this stuff works?
I'd love, that's a great idea, Joe. Do we want to do this on a professional level where you can ask me as much as you want? We can record it so you can review it for your notes, and I can help you with, maybe I can give you some materials, I can answer your question, help you design a marketing plan, and you keep all the money. Does that make sense?
Well, sure. Why don't we just, I'll take you out to lunch and pick your brain, and we can talk about, how this stuff works.
Can we go to Paris?
No.
There's a great restaurant near the Eiffel Tower.
No.
Well, that lunch wouldn't be practical. Instead, why don't we do this, Joe? Why don't I charge you a reasonable flat fee that you pay me so that in an unlimited capacity will help you do this deal. And believe me, the option money, the assignment fee, or the positive cash flow, or the profit at the end of your deal will be so much more than what you pay me. And you don't need to bring in a third party to do your deal. I think that's a brilliant idea, Joe. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I mean, can I just pay you for your contracts?
You can pay me for my time and my contracts. That I could agree to. Because I'm sure you're going to have questions, Joe. Do you have? Yeah. You want the contracts? Do you know how to market this? Do you know how to qualify people? Do you know maybe you want to set up escrow? Maybe do you know how much option money to charge or rent credit to give? These are all questions that are going to come up after the fact, Joe. Would you agree?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why don't you? I'm going to charge you a very reasonable fee, Joe. You're going to pay me up front, and I'm going to show you how to turn this property around in the next 30 days, if you listen to me, and give you all the information you need, and you will keep all the money and not have to share it with anyone, much less myself or a realtor. How's that sound?
Well, then how do you get paid again?
You pay me up front. I have a pen. What card would you like to use, Joe? Off the role play. That is what happens. And I either fire the prospect because they give me the I'll think about it, and you know what I say to that. You're not allowed to think about it.
You're not allowed to think about it.
Oh, that gets their attention, Joe. That's a guts move. I know it's uncomfortable for a lot of people, but I use it all day long. I also I'll think about it. I have to talk to my spouse. Claudia and I were in the car yesterday, and somebody did this, and I said, no. I said, let me check with my spouse first, see if it's okay to sell you. He laughs. It changes the whole demeanor of the conversation, and we get to the real core problem. And I either fire the prospect or we get back to the issues and try to get them up to a 7, 8, 9, or 10 in the Claude's barometer. So do you see how viable this is?
Oh, it's amazing because you're getting them to make a decision today, and you're giving them permission to say no. It's okay to say no, but I need to make a decision today because my time is valuable, and I'm either going to help you or I'm going to help somebody else. And it's okay to say no, but I need to have a decision today.
What is going on in the mind of the prospect when you are just answering all their questions for 30, 40, 60 minutes, God forbid? You're answering all their questions, and they say, gee, Joe, you're a great guy. I'll take you out to lunch someday, and they hang up the phone. What's the value of your time? Is this a business, or is this a hobby, Joe?
It's a business. I can't tell you. I've fallen into that trap. I get so frustrated. And because of the podcast, a lot of people email me and call me and want free advice on how to learn how to do the business. But also the same with sellers. They'll call you and want to pick your brain. And I come to them with an offer. I want to buy their house, or I want to lease purchase their house. And then they start complaining about how much money I'm going to make out of the deal. Yeah. Well, one of the things I found is when I give them another option, another alternative, say, listen, you can keep the entire option deposit. I'll just teach you how to do it. That probably wouldn't interest you at all, would it?
Yeah.
And normally when you bring that up, they'll say, yeah, I want some more information. And then you just explain really briefly, this is how it's going to work. Make it real simple. And if they balk even at that, how much you're going to make, then you can ask them the question, well, how much were you going to pay your realtor? We're going to be paying them so much more. Go ahead.
How many people in our life do we pay because of their professionality? Doctors, lawyers, accountants, tax people, or people who save us time. Why is Uber, the taxi replacement service that's in most major cities? I don't know if they're in St. Louis. They're here in San Diego. Yeah. Okay, why is Uber a major, phenomenal success? In 3-4 years, it's $1 billion company. It's not about another taxi cab service. It's about the value of time. Somebody can look at their iPhone and say, hey, I can be in a cab in 3 minutes, and they'll pick me right up. Okay, it's all about time, Joe. Nobody
And saving money. Too.
Saving money. Blockbuster Video. I think I said it in one of the other videos. They're not there anymore because people don't want to get in their car, drive there, drive home, drive back again to return it. They want to stay home and watch on Netflix. It's always about time in business. Can we save people time? Can we save them money? And that is the point of consultation. Going to someone and saying, listen, sir, I'm sure sooner or later you could do this yourself, but you might make mistakes and they might be costly, or it might take you months or even a year to do this. Can I show you how to do this based on my experience very quickly?
Yeah, that's real good. We only got a few minutes left here, Claude.
This is fun, Joe. Love these topics.
We could talk about it for a long time. And nobody else is really teaching this or doing it. But I'm telling you, and you could even create notes with your consulting clients, right?
Yeah.
So and how much easier, how much nicer is it to get $500 a month in passive income, kind of mostly passive, from consulting notes rather than owning rental properties and getting a couple $100 a month and dealing with trouble and termites, tenants. What are all the T's?
Oh yeah, tenants and turlets.
Turlets.
Yeah. And that's how you started. That's how I started. We were originally rehabbers and sweat equity and all these, and eventually you find out that the value of your time is not to be a contractor or a bill collector or a lawyer. I just got into real estate because I love it. I love finding deals, turning them over. I like finding multiple streams of income, and consulting is one of those streams that nobody is doing, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're good in marketing, and if you have acquired the skills of guts, asking questions and qualifying people, you have a new source of income.
That's excellent. Well, good. I'm actually in 3 minutes. I have a consulting call.
I love it.
With the client right now. So I do have to get going.
I'm going to let you go.
Claude, how can people get a hold of you and get more information on this consulting product
that you have? They can go to my webpage. There's a big package, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. It's digital, so we can send it to you right away. It's in our Dropbox. It's $595, and it does come with a training session. It's on my webpage, ClaudeDiamond.com. You have a question, give me a call, 970 281-5151, or pull me up on Skype. I will answer a few questions.
Right, and Claude is really nice on the phone.
I try to be, and thank you. You have a beautiful family, by the way. Wait, that was only 2 kids. Don't you have another 5 or 6 somewhere and a little cute dog?
Yeah, 5 or 6. Every time I talk to you, I get more kids. Two of them are my boys. Are upstairs doing schoolwork. And yesterday was a big day. We ordered a bunch of books. We homeschool our kids, and we just love this curriculum that we have. And we ordered about $1,000 worth of books, and we spread them out all out on the table. These are going to be the books for the next, I think, year, maybe the next year. And my wife likes buying the books early, but these will be books that start in, I don't even know.
We have bookshelves all over our houses in Colorado and California. It's all over the place.
But I was looking through these books thinking, man, these are awesome, incredible books like Ancient Greek History, as told for kids. Like did you ever read, do you remember in school ever reading a book about Ancient Greek history for kids?
The one thing I didn't like in school is that you could never, you always had to study things that were not of interest to you instead of the things. I was really interested in the Civil War and things like that, and we would be studying some other war, some other part of history. And the beauty of homeschooling is you can keep children curious. I don't know if this is on the podcast still, but
yeah, it is.
The greatest gift you can give a child is to remain curious. So that they're self-perpetuating. You don't tell them to read. They beg you, oh, can I stay up another hour and read? Can I take a book with me in the car? When you've created that in a child, they're on automatic.
Oh, yeah, they've got some amazing books, and they're books that I want to read, and I wished I would have had them. Anyway, okay, thanks, Claude.
Bye, buddy. Take care.
Go to ClaudeDiamond.com, ClaudeDiamond.com. And, hey, Claude, real quick, maybe we can give them, do you have a special PDF that we can give to folks if they go to Real Estate Investing Mastery Podcast to get more information about being a consultant? You always have these really good free books.
I'll send you a free book I'll send it to. I'll put it to you in. I'll send it to you today, and just give it away to the folks for free.
Yeah, so if you go to the show notes, look up Claude Diamond, go to the show notes, and there'll be a button in there. You can get this book from Claude. That'll be a free book. He's got a couple of really, really good ones, and you can get that for free. Go to realestateinvestingmastery.com to get that information. Go to claudediamond.com to talk to Claude, and hopefully you guys do some business together.
Or talk with Joe. He's a great guy. He's full of information. Thank you, folks.
All right.
Thank you, Joe.
See you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.